Right back in at hour number 2 in full effect. You know how we get down, people. We love the NFL. We do. We love college football. We do. We don't really love the WNBA. We love golf. But you know we love even more? Afternoon baseball. You don't have it today, people. You're not going to. But tomorrow, 4 games, which includes 2 in the afternoon. The postseason picture is set. And setting the table, the number 1 seed in the National League. That's the Brewers. The number 2 seed, that's the Philadelphia Phillies. The wild card round is going to have the Reds and the Dodgers, followed up by the San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs, flipping things over to the American League. The top seed, who would have thought this? The Toronto Blue Jays, the 2 seed, the Mariners, the 3 seed, the Cleveland Guardians, taking on the Detroit Tigers in the wild card round, and then the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The postseason picture is here, and I love it.
Yeah, but, Donnie, not for nothing here, but can somebody explain, can somebody explain to me how a team that is tied for the best record in the American League is a number 4 seed? How does that work exactly? That okay, so we're penalizing the team that had the best record in the American League. Like I don't quite understand how that works, Donnie. I'm just saying.
They got to run the gauntlet now. You got to knock off your rival. Then you got to take down your own division rival. And then it's going to be MVP versus MVP. Cal Raleigh versus the New York Yankees in the ALCS. You know we're setting up this. It's going to write its own ticket here. You know, it didn't write their own ticket. $341 million of payroll. Best record in Major League Baseball through June 12th. 5th worst record after that. They would have made the playoffs, as his tweet says, because why? They just needed a win on Sunday versus Miami, and they couldn't beat the Marlins, who have like a $50 million payroll. The Metropolitans are out, but hey, guys, did you see Juan Soto's great season? Then he playing too well in the Big Apple today.
Yeah, the Mets. Well, at least they're making headlines, right, Donnie? There's always that. At least you get a little bang for your buck there, right? But except for Met fans will remind you each and every day from now until spring training next year on how you absolutely choked it away with a, $7 billion player that was all of a sudden good enough to make it to the World Series with the Yankees, but couldn't do it with the Mets. What a shame. And by the way, it took Pete Alonso exactly 30 minutes after his season ended yesterday to be like, yeah, I'll be opting out. I'll be getting out of here as well. So sounds like things are off to a bang of an off season for the Mets already.
Raise that payroll. They didn't pay enough, Joe. Put another $50 million on there. Maybe get Kyle Schwarber at $60 million a year next year for the Mets. Really stick it to the Philadelphia Phillies and try to make the playoffs next year. The Mets are out to the surprise of, I don't know, basically no one. But also, it felt like a home game yesterday down in South Florida where the Mets fans left that going like, how the hell are we out of the playoffs here? There's like 3 Marlins fans here, just the way it is. But how about the Blue Jays and the Yankees coming down to the final game of the season, the champions in the East? That's the Toronto Blue Jays, Joe. How about that?
Yeah, first time since 2015 there? Listen, good deal. But again, you didn't finish with a better record. You just, you had the tiebreaker. So congrats. But I don't know, Donnie. I'm not necessarily, and you know this because you're a Phillies guy. Yeah. Really having this time off the Yankees are rolling right now on an 8-game winning streak. I don't know that I would have wanted them all of a sudden taking time off here, no?
Yeah, every sport, you love time off because you let the bones heal and the body heal in the NFL. Like, what do we always talk about? Hey, coming off a bye, they should be ready. Or there's only one bye in the playoffs in the NFL for each of the conferences, and what a massive advantage that is. But Major League Baseball, like, you're traders of habit here. You want to get in the box. Like, well, throw a simulated game at you. That's not the same thing as facing 99-mile-an-hour fastballs from guys coming out of the bullpen. Just the way it is. I'm with you sometimes. If you're hot, you want to keep playing. If you're injured, you don't. But in Major League Baseball, how many times do we see that next level, like the NLDS and the ALDS? It's like, wait a second, this team just got hot and knocked off the division favorites. Make it make sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But how about the AL Central champions? This doesn't make any sense. It's the Guardians. Left for dead around the deadline. Players being suspended. They're dead in the water. 15.5-game lead. They erased it and won the division. Holy moly, Guardians.
Absolutely epic story. And again, to have had that many 9 games in 17 days, and they absolutely demolished the Tigers. And you're right, Donnie, it's all about timing, right? You got the Tigers at a point in the season where the wheels started to fall off, and at the most epic of times, too, where the pressure, it just got to the Tigers. And while, yes, you got to be in it to win it, how much confidence could the Tigers possibly have going into this series here against, of all teams, the Guardians?
Absolutely incredible. But now we get to take a look at, since we have the playoff set here, the teams that we know will be in it, the teams that we thought would be in it, not in it at this point. The World Series odds to win it all. It's the Philadelphia Phillies right now at a plus 410 price, followed by the Mariners and also the Dodgers at plus 500. The Brewers and the Jays and the Yankees sitting there at a plus 850 price. The Fighting Phils, the leaders in the clubhouse, at least on the odds board, Joe.
Yeah, there is some interesting numbers there, Donnie, to say the least. And ultimately, my question is, will one of the or two of the top spending payroll teams in Major League Baseball, like last year with the Yankees and Dodgers, will we have that again this year? Or will the Brewers, the Reds, or the Guardians, who spend no money, will they actually represent in the World Series?
Upsets, and more upsets. We'll see if we get them in the postseason. But if we take a look at the pennant odds, starting first with the AL, it is the Mariners at a plus 200 price. And I do agree with that. I really like the Mariners. Good starting pitching, good bullpen here, power bats in that lineup, followed by the Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Tigers, and the Guardians at 9-1. The Guardians, maybe the hottest team in baseball, at a 9-1 price there, Joe. Can they still catch fire in the playoffs?
I still don't know. How is it they're 9-1, but the Tigers are less money? Like, I don't get that. The Guardians have owned the Tigers. They will likely continue to own the Tigers in these next couple of games. Why not? I mean, they could very well be the story of the year, Donnie, that nobody's talking about.
How about the NL pennant there? The Philadelphia Phillies at a 2-1 price here to win that. The Dodgers at plus 290. The Brewers not getting a lot of respect at plus 370 is the number one overall seed, followed by the Cubs, Padres, and the Reds, Joe.
Well, I won't be tying any money up with the Reds, I'll tell you that, Donnie. But the Brewers do seem like a pretty good value play.
Let's take a look at some of these series prices next, right here on the early line. Let's price a couple series out here, Joe Ranieri, to see if there's any value. And I always love postseason baseball. It's the one time, like especially these short series, right? The first two series, we've got 3 games, 5 games. And you say to yourself, well, all hands on deck. Like, you're going to get starting pitchers, Joe, that go clean for 3 innings, let the first guy on, like, I know you usually go 6 innings, but we got to pull you this time. It's all hands on deck, which is always so crazy. Like, you're betting like individualized props. I say, Donnie, you know what? I like an RBI prop today for this guy. Well, I think he's going to get 3 at-bats off of this pitcher and be able to hit a home run. You might be getting 1 at-bat 4 different ways off each pitcher here, which is always tough to handicap, which we always like to say, baseball playoffs usually have unders and totals. Now, we'll see what they are in the weather conditions tomorrow, but the series prices themselves, how about the Cubbies here going up against the Padres? They're a favorite at a minus 128 price. The Padres are a plus 104. Are we foolish, Joe, for taking a lot of favorites in the playoffs? Or should you just say these two teams are good? It could go either way. Just give me the dog price. How do you play Cubbies and the Padres?
Well, it's funny, because when you look at these 4 series, and there's 2 of the series are priced as pick 'em, basically coin flip games, which is crazy, right? Outside of the Dodgers and Cincinnati, there really isn't. Yankees and Red Sox, good luck figuring it. I mean, we all know anything is possible in that series. So there's really one clear outlier series. And I'm sorry, but the Cubs, do we trust this pitching? I don't. I think the best bullpen in baseball is owned by the Padres, who can throw a guy out there, like you said, for 2 innings and just rotate a whole bunch of guys that are unhittable the rest of the way through. I don't trust either offense. I think we're going to get a lot of unders here, but to me, the edge is Padres all the way here, simply because they can beat you in a lot of different ways coming out of that bullpen.
Yeah, again, day game there at Wrigley should be fun to watch at a 3:08 start. That'll get underway tomorrow. But usually, like, we have seen major upsets in the Major League Baseball playoffs the past couple of years because of this new format. Usually, this is why the NBA goes, hey, we're going 7 games all the way through. We want the best teams to evolve through each series. That doesn't happen in baseball. You get one team that just stays hot, steals game number 1. Now you get to win 2 games in a row against a team that's hot, and you're going to have that third game, still in your own building, but the pressure really would ramp up. Understand this, though. The Reds against the Dodgers, minus 245, and the Reds at a plus 190 price. Do we give them a puncher's chance for the Reds, or are they just going to get punched out, Joe, in 2 games?
No, they're going to get punched out in 2 games. It's going to be over. It's not even going to be quick. And again, we had mentioned earlier in the spread lines, Donnie, that the difference, although the pitching is about, the numbers are similar. It's not similar when it comes to offensive production. You're talking about a Dodgers team that, had outscored them by 100 runs on the year. They dominated the season series. It's just too much offense, consistent offense, and ways to beat you. That, let's face it, the Reds have been the most frustrating team all year. They'll score 12 runs and go 3 games and score 1 run. That's exactly what they have. They couldn't even win yesterday with the Brewers having nothing to play for. So, I think the Dodgers win this one easily.
Yeah, here's the tough part about it as well. Like, usually in a playoff series, Joe, you get like, okay, you get your home games, we get ours. In the wild card round, the wild card team has the home games. Like, this is a 3-game series at Dodger Stadium no matter what. It's like, hey, if they can split the first 2, Joe, and you get back to Great American Ballpark in game 3, that's going to be exciting. No, that's not the case. All 3 games for the home team. That's your advantage in this one, and we'll see how that plays out. How about the Tigers and the Guardians? I mean, we just saw the series heading down the stretch, and the Guardians dominated it. Roughly a pick 'em. Tigers, -114, Guardians, -106. And again, all 3 of these games will be played in Cleveland.
Yeah, and again, if momentum is a thing, Donnie, and you believe in it in Major League Baseball, and we all know it's real, I don't know any team that limped through the second half of the season and into the postseason. We're talking about a Tigers team, Donnie, that went 7-17 in September. 7-7. How in the world do we think they're going to flip a light switch and all of a sudden now that we're here, we're going to turn? No, you're not. I don't think it goes well for Detroit at all.
And that's why you're seeing some of these price points. Like, if you have a de facto push, let's just say, between the Cubs and the Padres and the Tigers and the Guardians, and all 3 of those games on their home field, it's interesting to see how these price points are laying out. The Yankees -1. What? -188? Yeah, the Yankees are in a home series expected to win against the Boston Red Sox. Do the Red Sox have a fighting chance in this one, Joe?
Well, to me, I think game 1 is huge here. The Yankees have yet to beat Crochet this year. The numbers are crazy, but they're going to need Fried to pitch like a number 1 and keep him in the game and hopefully get to the bullpen. And I think that's the recipe for the Yankees. Big game.
Baseball starts tomorrow.